Another day of the Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30NSG. And on today's show, we're going to be talking about Valve facing a $900 million lawsuit or class action lawsuit. We're going to talk about studio behind VR hit Walkabout Mini Golf lays off 25% of the staff and raises DLC price moving forward. We're also going to talk about trains are taking over the survival genre. There are half a dozen survival-based builders on rails coming in 2026. We're also going to talk about Battlefield 6 drops out of the top 10 most played console games in the U.S., but Call of Duty is doing just fine. And then we're also going to talk about Highguard deserves a chance, so don't kill it out of spite. Okay, if you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We just cover news stories, read them for the first time, give you my thoughts and opinions, then we get your thoughts and opinions in the live chat as well. What's going on, chat? Good morning. Let me see who's all here. Travis, good morning. Altern, good morning. Eclipse, Wonder Rose, good morning. Jason Marshall, what's going on? Sarge, good morning. Roadkill. Big Mo, what's going on? Roic. I don't know if I already said Roic. No, I said Roadkill. There we go. I think that's it. Juby, what's going on? Good morning. Yeah, all right, there we go. All right. Let's start off. Do you guys want me just to start with Highguard, or do you want me to finish with Highguard? Like, what do you guys want? Just get it over with? Like, just rip off the Band-Aid and talk about Highguard? Just get it off at the front of the show? And then we'll go on to other things? I mean, we're doing daily news stories, you know what I mean? It's a news story. I didn't even put it in the thumbnail. I didn't even mention it in the thumbnail. Skip Highguard, maybe? Yeah, do Highguard. Start. I don't want to hear it later. Okay. All right. Highguard deserves a chance, so don't kill it out of spite. I don't even know what this means, right? Just the title. Right? Highguard deserves a chance. It had a chance. Right? They decided to release a game that is what they gave us. The 3v3 boring-ass beginning of the game and then shooting and fun in the back half, and it's just repetitive, right? So if they released what they wanted to release, we didn't tell them to release what they released. They released what they wanted to release, so that was the chance, right? That was the chance. That was the first thing that they decided they wanted everybody to see, was the thing that they released. So that is the chance, right? Now it says, so don't kill it out of spite. Who? Us? We're not killing it out of spite. We're killing it out of boredom. They're like, yeah, this is not it. It's not it. This is your thing. Okay? So review bombing doesn't help anyone. Oh, for God's sakes. The fucking review bombs. You guys know where I stand on review bombs. Okay? For every level 1 review bomb of 0s and 1s, there's 9s and 10s. So you remove the 0s and 1s, you remove the 9s and 10s, and then you look at all the numbers in between, and that's your actual player base. Okay? Of course, there's going to be people that talk shit. Of course, there's going to be people that opposite of talking shit and just praise stuff to praise it. Okay? So to say review bombing, it's just stupid. It's such a weak argument to say there's review bombs. What happened to games that actually worked? Helldivers worked. But guess what? It got review bombed because they weren't listening, and then they fixed the review bombs because they listened. Right? It's the only way the corporations listen to the actual player base that's making or playing your game. Right? Review bombs are to tell you their criticism. Hey, your game sucks. And they're like, hey, we're going to fix it. Literally, Highguard devs have already responded. Okay, they've already responded that we're going to make changes and we're listening to people, which I had a video that came out yesterday before they even came out and said it. And I said in my video, they are going to fix it, which proves to all the people that are saying review bombs and haters that they actually fixing the game, meaning they're acknowledging that their game is broke. So when you purchase, though, through links of our site, we also may earn affiliate commission. I don't give a shit. All right, here we go. HighGuard's gone from controversy to another since its announcement on the Game Awards, from the awkward reveal to the developers being weirdly silent until launch. Not a significant number of people immediately wrote it off, calling it dead on arrival, next Concord, if you will. But who cares? If those people are talking and they didn't want to play your game in the first place, who gives a shit? Worry about the people that are playing your game. If the people that actually went at and played your game, maybe they were interested in it, right? Surprisingly, this frankly unjustified hatred of a very concept of HighGuard being a game that exists has gone on to a plague its launch. Oh, you're so stupid. You're what is your name? You're so stupid. Rory Norris. Stop it. Stop writing shit like this, okay? Despite pulling in nearly 100,000 concurrent players on Steam at launch, it's currently sitting at an incredibly low 33%, mostly negative reviews. If you ever played a truly terrible game, a really 33%, then you know HighGuard is far from that. Like, does he understand? Almost 100,000 people tried the game. They lost 80% of the player base in less than 24 hours. So now what you're talking about is the haters are 80%. They're just hating it to hate it. Not because they actually tried and went, nah, this game's not good. It needs more time in the oven to cook, right? So only the other 20% are the true gamers, the true people that say everything that's good is what's good. Okay? He says, I can't understand why people have to be so quick to judge. HighGuard is an awkward hodgepodge of genres, is also poorly unveiled, and sharp departure from the developer's penchant of movement shooters. I, for one, wish I had the spiritual successor of Titanfall, and HighGuard isn't that. However, HighGuard deserves its fair shot of its own merits. People are not giving it shit because it's not Titanfall 3. People are not giving it shit because it's not Apex Legends 2. They're giving it shit because the game is not complete. It's boring. It's a napkin. Like writing on a napkin, they're like, we should make this into a game. That sounds fantastic. See ya in 12 to 18 months. It's not a complete game. I don't give a shit if it's free to play. It's a genre fusion, isn't slick, but it's interesting. I can't say I've ever played anything like HighGuard before. I have. I play incomplete games all the time. Even if all the bricks are inspired by other games, all we're really hating on is HighGuard for being generic copy pasta that's not trying anything new. If so, how come recent hits like Marvel Rivals, even Arc Raiders, to the extent, haven't faced similar criticism? Because they're good. It's because they're good. That's the difference why Marvel Rivals is not getting shit on and Arc Raiders is not getting shit on. It's because they're good. Oh my God. Right? He says, I love these games, but let's pretend that they've reinvented the wheel or anything more than HighGuard. It's not about reinventing the wheel, you moron. You absolute moron. The games are good. Holy Christ. By marketing HighGuard as dead on arrival, the review bombing that into reality, yes, Wildlight's pet project, will inevitably die. Even if the developer claims it doesn't need super huge player counts to be successful, and chances are it'll be a long time until we see someone else come along to attempt a weird genre fusion like HighGuard again. For fear of risky new projects being handed a death sentence before being given a fair shot. Don't forget that the current climate is already stacked against new ventures. Make a game, sell a game. Make a game, sell a game. Take a risk. But guess what? You have to complete the fucking game. You have to complete your game. Which time, I'm hopeful HighGuard's performance issue can be fixed. More content can be added, and potentially even more impactful changes in the core gameplay. I like a larger teams and better looting, for example. Holy shit. This guy's defending it and then telling you what it could add to make the game better. No shit. Would that mean the game is complete? You know, it was a good idea, and I like it. And I don't know why people are not giving it shit like Marvel Rivals and Arc Raiders. Not like they have reinvented the wheel. Who's talking about reinventing the wheel? The bar, under the bar. That's it. That's it. You got a game that you didn't complete, and it's free to play. And it's free to play. As it stands, It's far from perfect, but sacrificing it for fun isn't helping anyone to remove the opportunity for Highguard to build its foundation. Sure, you might not like it now. That's fine. I don't even love it. What are we talking about? He just defended it for 5 paragraphs, told you that you should play it, right? And he's like, that's fine. I don't even love it. But maybe you would later down the line in a potential future voice valid criticism and let things play out whether you love it or hate it. But review bombing tends to be bad message of the industry and will backfire for everyone. No, it's not going to backfire for everyone. It backfires for the people that don't come out with complete games. That's what it comes out to, right? The backfire comes out to the corporations. Doesn't matter if it's independent. Doesn't matter if it's AAA, AA. People that take advantage of making a video game and trying to screw over the players that want to play your game, right? Make a game, sell a game, put it out there, and then let it happen. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Everyone thinks that the review bombing, the small portion of the people that actually don't give a shit about anything and want to see the world burn is what makes the game bad. No, sir. No, sir. What makes the game bad is an incomplete game with $20 microtransactions and throwing it out early. They even said this in an article. They threw the trailer together to get it ready for the Game Awards, right? And they had all the opportunity to be like, maybe we should not release this on January 29th. Okay, or 26th, right? Yeah, we're on the 28th, right? January 26th, 2 days. It's not even been a total of 48 hours yet. They decided to release it on January 26th. Jeff Keighley decided to hype this game up. Jeff Keighley is the one that said, everyone's going to give me an apology within 48 hours. Okay, we didn't do this. The players didn't review bomb before the game came out. They said, this looks like crap. And guess what? We were right. We were right. We were justified. And the game's not complete. Even you say it here. Potentially even more impactful changes in the core gameplay. I like a large team. Better looting, for example. Yeah, that's right. Because the game is not complete. Why reward companies that make incomplete games when games come out complete and no one buys the complete games? But now we're supposed to praise the broken games that come out. Get out of here. I already said his name, Sarge. Here, I'll say it again. Okay? Rory Norris. Right? Rory Norris. Okay? Put him on the list. Put him on the list. Right? Like he's the whole almighty. Just give correct. We are giving constructive criticism. All you're looking at is the people that are not giving constructive criticism. You're giving the ones and zeros that give a review, and you're like, this guy is just a hater. Did you read his review? Did you read his review? Did you see that he said it needs 3v3? It needs more than 3v3. It needs better shooting. It needs better on the looting. The maps are too big. Did you read these? Freaking amazing. Amazing. Let me see what you guys are saying. Let's go on, Waterbear. Waterbear, you just missed it. You just missed one of the stupidest takes I've ever seen from an article. Thirty's got a clip. 30 got clipped. I did. Where'd I get clipped? Who clipped me? Did you guys clip me? It was a bare minimum. At least have more modes. Capture the flag. Anything. Exactly. Eclipse. Hey, but hey, don't. This is hate talk right here. This is hate talk. You're one of them. Yeah, you're one of them giving constructive criticism. You're one of them. Sarge says 18,000 games. Don't care. Next. Jason says the act's so entitled, like you're obligated to try. Obligated to try this on this trash. Joy, Kylo. Good morning. Jason says Rivals was down for a day and NetEase gave all players free units. Jason also says, and these clowns are acting like we are the bad guys for rejecting this. That is the whole point of being customers. Everyone thinks you're a consumer. We are customers. You have to earn our money or time. It's a free-to-play game. You have to earn my time. If you don't earn my time, that's not on me. That's on you. It's on you. Travis says, I always blame it on others. That's the rule. I can see the vein in 30's head because they're idiots. They're idiots. All right, let me see what else you guys are saying. Mr. Z says Rory's article, editorial writing needs a review bomb. Crowd says, I still can't wrap my head around them releasing a game like this with only one hyper-competitive game mode. Everyone knows the average gamers don't engage with 3v3. Rorik says, oh my God, this guy is on drugs. It's not spite. It's not finished, and it's boring to play. I tried to watch someone play it, and even that was boring. Yeah, when I tell you that I literally fell asleep to someone playing High Guard, I wasn't joking yesterday. I literally put it on to watch the guy play so I could get, because I like to look at stuff because I didn't play it long enough. I played it for 45 minutes, 43 minutes to be exact, and I went, I'm good. Right? I played the tutorial, I played the training one, and then I played one match, and I said, I'm done. I watched Kingard, I watched Shroud, I watched Ko, I forget the other person. I watched random people throughout the day. I watched over 6 hours worth of actual content, and I fell asleep. It was probably more of 8 because it was probably playing in the background when I was sleeping. Altered says, but did you read the reviews? Did you read them? Yeah, where's Randy? Waterbear says, oh, did they say you guys were hating on Game of the Year? Yeah. We were review bombing. Review bombers. Give it a shot, Water. Give it a chance. Otherwise, we're not going to get games like this again. Good. We don't want games like this. If they could only do one mode, I should have been a 5v5. It would have gone over way better. I think they thought they weren't going to get as many people play the game. But because what happened at the Game Awards and more a spotlight was picked up on it, I think that is the reason they basically they made poor decisions across the board. 1, taking the thing from Jeff Keighley. 2, not saying anything the entire time because their original plan was to shadow drop it. Okay? But then they took the thing from Jeff Keighley, and then they didn't say anything, and then they shadow dropped it, even though it wasn't a shadow drop anymore, but they just dropped it without ever saying anything. And it's incomplete, right? It's incomplete. I think they had a smaller competitive thing, which is sort of like Splitgate, which I said yesterday. Splitgate's a very niche, right, small community. So basically, High Guard is what Splitgate's trying to do. But Splitgate's fast, motivated, going through portals, real quick gameplay, and High Guard is the absolute. It's like the rabbit and the hare. Right? High Guard is the slow, boring shooting things, and Splitgate's like flying through stuff, flying through the gates and shooting people. That's what it is. Right? And both of them, imagine, incomplete, and both getting shit on. Waterbear says, current High Guard Steam DB, 36.22%, 26,000 reviews with only 10,416 in-game. That says it all. Altern says, I've been having some sleeping problems lately. I might try watching a stream of someone playing High Guard. I'm telling you, it'll knock you straight out. It'll knock you straight out. That's right, Crowded. High Guard cures insomnia. They should actually put that on the title. High Guard Insomnia Killer. Right? That's what they should do. No, you can't compare it to Concord, Travis, because the studio has to close down in less than 13 days. They have 11 days left. If it beats that, that's impressive. I don't think it will. I think it'll last past the 13 days. I played it for 0.00 minutes and was like, it's too dead. This right here is an endorsement High Guard, Wildlight, this man right here plays all games. This guy right here plays all games, and he is looking at your game and saying, I'm not playing your game. It's a free-to-play game, and Big Mad Mo is not going to play it. He's got, how many hours do you have in the First Descendant, Mo? Like 3,000? This right here is your problem, right? If Mo's not playing your game is dead, because Mo plays everything. Mo plays everything. Roic says, I'll give it a chance 18 months from now when it's actually finished, if it's still around. Well, there's the trick. There's the trick question. I don't think it'll be around in 18 months. Waterbear says, Mo's got 5,800 hours in the First Descendant. Yeah. He plays everything. He'll try everything, right? Mo is like Mikey from the old commercials. Give it to Mikey. Mikey will eat anything, right? Give it to Mo. Mo will play anything. Mo's not playing it. Mo is not playing High Guard. They have to go back to the drawing board. So there's High Guard and Horizon. They're gaming melatonin. Yeah. I'm telling you, it'll put you to sleep. All right, let's move on. Of course, we'll talk about it as more stories, because there's fucking nut jobs out there that are going to be like, this is the greatest game ever. This is the greatest game I've ever played. It's a fantastic game. It's like, how many games have you played? If High Guard is the greatest game you've ever played, how many games have you played? All right. Let's talk about Valve, shall we? Good old Gabe. Right? We're still waiting to hear about the Steam machine when it comes out and how much it's going to cost. And Valve facing $900 million class action lawsuit. If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, you can become a member as low as $5. We do a podcast on Thursday nights as well called Generation X Gaming to end the week. And that's also over on this channel as well. We also have other channels. We have 30 and Still Gaming, where I just do gameplay, just me playing games and streaming it. Then we also have Nerding with 30, which is in sort of like a dormant type of stage right now, but I usually do entertainment. I got stuff in the works for that to do uploads over on that channel. And then we'll be doing uploads over here as well. Check out the video I did last night, which is 24 hours after High Guard loses what went wrong. Check that video out and give it a like, give it a thumbs up, give it a dislike. I don't give a shit. Give it a comment, but watch it and let it get into the algorithm, please. All right. Valve facing $900 million class action lawsuit. Valve is going to have to defend itself in court for pricing the commission practice. Okay. A class action lawsuit in the United Kingdom brought against the company is looking for roughly $900 million in damages. Okay. First filed back in 2024 by Vicky Shotbolt. A lawsuit claims that Valve charges excessive commission charges that led to an unfair price, which is even passed on to the consumer. The lawsuit also alleges that the Valve forces platform party obligations that prohibit publishers from selling products through other distribution channels other than terms, and then the same product are available on Steam. They say that this practice is likely to restrict competition. Valve argues that there's not enough evidence. Okay. Valve defense claims that the group suing the company can't establish proper claims regarding the commission pricing due to the fact that the suit doesn't consider the effect of Steam keys. Okay. He says, without the credible plan for taking Steam keys into account, the PCR cannot establish the Steam's actual effective commission charges without this, and PCR cannot establish whether or not the commission charges amounts an unfair price, Valve argues. It's also said that the suing group failed to show a plan to determine which the Steam partners actually paid these alleged unfair prices. Despite this argument, and others in London Competition Appeal Tribunal ruled that the case must move forward as of publishing. Valve has not responded to the request of commitment to the lawsuit. The case was also filed on behalf of up to 14 million users, including minors. Shotbolt's attorney says that the average loss ranged between $30 and $60 per person. What do you think of the class action lawsuit against Valve regarding commission charges, pricing practices? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Here's the issue. Remember, we read an article a couple of months ago where they said that Steam was a monopoly. And it's not a monopoly, it's an oligopoly, right? We, the customers, have made Steam what it is today. Just like we've made or failed any other business that makes it or doesn't make it. The customers. The customers of Steam love Steam because Steam is being fair more than the other companies out there. So much so, remember that Tim Sweeney was like, this is bad. We need to do something about this because they didn't want to make Epic Launcher better than Steam. They didn't want to bring it up to the bar, right? Think of it as like the High Guard, right? High Guard didn't want to make the game at like the other games were. They wanted to make it under and still make what this is making, right? Epic Launcher wants to be Steam, but they don't want to put the effort in like Steam. Okay, so everyone thinks it's a monopoly. I think it was like something like 70%, 80%, something like that. It was some crazy number, and it was at a convention. Oh, it was 72%. 72% thought it was a monopoly. That was the gist of it, right? They were like, "Oh, Steam's a monopoly," but it's not a monopoly in any way, shape, or form. Okay, Tim Sweeney doesn't want to raise the quality of Epic's launcher, so they want Valve to come down. So other people also want it to come down because they're like, oh, it's just too much, right? You want to make a video game, and when you make a video game, you want it on certain things. Look at Hytale, for instance. Okay, Hytale is not on Steam right now because they didn't want to be on there because they wanted to make the game in early access. They didn't want to get review bombed or anything like that, so they didn't want to put it on Steam. So they chose to publish it and put it out themselves off of their website, right? Anyone can do that. Anyone can do that, right? You have to raise the capital, make your website, do whatever you want, host your own thing, whatever. Or you could choose to go with Steam, or you could choose to go with Epic, or you could choose to go with whatever, right? They charge the same commission as everybody else. And recently, I believe Steam even lowered their commission based on if you sold like 10 million copies to 50 million copies and whatnot. If I recall that correctly from like a month and a half ago when we read that. Okay, so this person that's trying to sue them for $900 but doesn't have enough evidence for this, we're screwed if this kind of goes through because as the customers that like Steam, they're going to make them do something stupid, sort of like what Visa did, trying to pull games down. That's none of their fucking business what you buy, right? It's my business what I spend my money on, not your business, right? Just process the credit card, okay? So now this lawsuit's going to the next level, not going through. They haven't lost yet or anything like that. But it's very interesting that people are trying to knock down Steam because Steam has no competition. They don't have any competition. There's people that you could buy games from other places, but Steam, what did they make? The other article, we didn't even read it. But I remember, let me go to Discord. I remember, didn't Steam, we have an article that was up here the other day, but we talked about High Guard. Steam made something like 1.6 billion or whatever it is. Where is it? Was it the week before? I forget where it was. But anyway, Steam made a crap ton of money recently. Right? And that's just in 1 month of the actual thing happening. So I don't know. I don't know if they have enough evidence to go through. It doesn't seem like they have enough evidence. We'll follow this as it happens. Yeah, 1.6 billion in December, the highest revenue month of all time. Yeah. So that's what they're looking at. They're like, oh my God. Right? And you got to remember, Microsoft's getting in this industry as well, right? Microsoft's trying to compete with Steam, but they don't want to compete. They don't care about being first. They just want to grab their pieces as they're going through, right? So we'll see what happens. These are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you think? Do you think this $900 million class action lawsuit is going to go through and hit Steam? And what does it mean in the future? Let me know in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some of the other videos. Thanks for watching. All right, let's see what you guys are saying here. Arbor says, High Guard, everyone I watched only played a few matches and said, no, thank you. Alternate says, High Guard is the best game I've ever played. I only played Tetris. They have to sue them because they can't release the cube. It will disrupt their plans. Talking to Travis. Rip their mask off. It's epic. Do you think it's epic? You think this person, Vec, shot bolt, is epic? I'm just saying I get the Steam games cheap as hell. I can't do that on any other platform. Eclipse says, right now I can also buy Code Vein 2 for $20 off. Brand new game. Do the same thing with Resident Evil 9. Waterbear says, come on down to our level. Yeah, they don't want to. They're like, no, you got to come up to ours. Mo says, the first Ascended, I have 54 days, 15 hours, and 38 minutes. Jesus. It's good. Some good time in there. 54 days. All right, let's go with the next story. The next story, it's a short one. I like this company, right? I like this company. I have an idea to try to help this company, and also, you know, if you watched the stream last night, we talked about it, right? Walkabout Mini Golf, right? Walkabout Mini Golf. If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning until noon Eastern. We just cover news stories, have conversations. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We just cover news stories, give you my opinion, and then we get your thoughts and opinions as well. Okay? The studio behind a VR hit, Walkabout Mini Golf, lays off 25% of the staff, raises DLC price moving forward. Now, 25% of the staff is, this company, I don't believe, has very many employees. So, like, if they had 10 people, and they got rid of 25%, 2 people, right? So it's not like a massive layoff going on here, but it is sad that it is going down, and I wonder if it has to do with what's happening with VR headsets and whatnot. But the studio behind the VR hit Walkabout Mini Golf lays off 25% of the staff, raises DLC price moving forward. Now, Mighty Coconut, the indie studio behind Walkabout Mini Golf, 2020 announced its reduced headcount by 25% in addition to raising future DLC prices to offset the costs, okay? So I think the regular cost is like $4.99, I believe. So if they raise it, it's going up higher than that. And I'll give you my thoughts on that in a second. Mighty Coconut founder Lucas Martel published a blog post explaining some of the difficulties the studio is facing amidst the backdrop admittedly challenging VR game development landscape. Okay. After the staff reduction, which has also affected a quarter of the studio, Martel says the remaining team of Mighty Coconut is now 27, something he says will also let the studio continue to expand the game for a foreseeable future. Now, the Walkabout Mini Golf fans have also come to expect a steady stream of new course DLC, which also, thankfully, isn't set to change. Martel says instead of the typical 7 annual courses, the studio is set to deliver an expected 6. So because they lost 20%, they're losing one of the thing. They pump out a lot of courses, man. There's like 56 right now, and this year there's going to be another 6. So you're talking about 62 courses total. Okay. What is changing, though, starting with the next release, is that the DLC prices will raise by $1, bringing the new courses from $4 to the new price of $5. I think, now, you guys can think whatever you want, right? If you've played this before, and if you've ever gone to play miniature golf, to go play miniature golf in a real world where they have to build the course and whatnot, and then it's there. It's a structure. It's physically there, okay? You're paying upwards of $20. Right? $20, $25 on certain courses, $15, pretty much from $15 it's like $25, okay? And you play once, right? There's a new company with Tiger Woods is associated with it. It's called PopStroke. They charge $25 to $30, and it's unlimited all day, okay? So you can play as many courses as you want, but you're still paying $30. So if you play it once, or if you play it 10 times, it doesn't really matter. Based on how busy it is, you can only play a certain amount of times per day, okay? But you're paying $30. Okay, so even if you play the 2 courses 3 times, okay, that gets your money's worth for the day. That's $10 a game. This is, once you buy it, it's yours, right? So $4 to $5 is not extremely big bucks here, but once you buy that course, it's yours. Now, they have 52 courses right now, 56 courses, something like that total. So obviously $5 per course, but there's packages they also give. Like the first game comes with like 8 courses and so on and so forth. They give a lot of value to what it is. So the $1 increase, I don't think is a bad thing. Okay. It says, quote, "We feel that the most direct way to support development as DLCs have grown in complexity, our previous release courses still stay on the current prices," Martell says. So there you go. So all the old courses are cheaper, which is good because they're old courses now, right? The studio also focusing more on VR version available on Quest, Steam VR, PSVR 2, and Pico, and less on the Pocket Edition of for iOS. Yeah, they have it, but to play this game, you really want to talk about VR, right? VR is such a good experience. Altern played with me, right? Altern, did you ever play this game before you played with me, or is that your first time playing, right? It's a fantastic. If you like miniature golf, it feels like you're playing real miniature golf. It's amazing the quality of when you hit the ball and the detection of it. It's very good. It's very good. Okay. The studio also focusing, it says, quote, "While we want to support as many platforms as the way it plays as possible, keeping completely unique mobile version of the game is lockstep in the VR platform is a monumental task that slows down production much more than we had anticipated. Martel explains that we like to keep crossplay between VR and mobile function for as long as we can, but we also will be sunsetting at some point. We also be sure to announce that in advance once we do. Additionally, Mighty Coconut is scaling back development for additional activities like employee mode, chess, and slingshot, which are other things. I don't know what employee mode is. Chess, or I know what slingshot is. Slingshot's a game mode inside the thing. You would like shoot these targets through the thing. It was like another game within the game. It says, "We know that it's popular. These are hope to return to them soon, but they require a fair bit of energy that needs to be focused elsewhere at the moment," Martel says. Mighty Coconut isn't the only studio feeling the pressure. Wilder Industries recently saw a number of VR studio closures, reduction, and canceled projects. Fellow XR indie cloud-based games, Pistol Whip, also recently experienced layoffs affecting 70% of their staff, and Meta's XR Reality Labs division saw a reported 10% staff layoff. This includes the closure of Sazaru Games, which is Asgard's Wrath, okay, Resident Evil 4's VR port, and also Twisted Pixel Deadpool VR. Okay. Additionally, the budget cuts reportedly also saw the cancellation of Harry Potter VR game for Quest. Oh, that's a shame. Which is also supposedly being developed by Skydance Games due to the closure, and a Batman Arkham Shadow sequel was also consequently canceled. Well, we'll talk about that in a second because a lot of the VRs are moving away from VR, right? And they're trying other things. But overall, again, I don't know how many. They said there's 27, now 27 of them. So they lost 20 or 25% of their studio. So again, if they have, I don't know, 30 people, they lost 6 people at that point. You know what I mean? So it's not a lot, but it is a lot for the company. So much so that they're scaling back one extra course. They had 7 a year, every 2 months, basically. And now they're going down to one and having 6 courses for the year. Let me know what you guys think. Right? Do you think that this is going to be a long-term effect for them? Do they make enough money to continue doing what they're doing? Or is this studio going to be in trouble going down the line? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know if you played Walkabout Mini Golf. Let me know if you guys want to play Walkabout Mini Golf again on live stream. I had a blast when we played. And I wouldn't be, I would be okay if we played the new course because I like supporting this company. I think what they do is fantastic. The game design that they do for these courses are phenomenal. So I'll support them. They're one of my favorite VR companies out there that make actual VR games. Let me know in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. Mo's yelling again. Mo says, "Hey, have you all seen that when there's layoffs, they don't really talk about a lot like Ubi, Meta, or and such? Just watch how the doom and gloom starts the minute anything from Microsoft comes." Well, that is true. I mean, in my fairness, I am reporting on Walkabout Golf, which is Coconut Studios, which is very small. Let's talk about how streamers are screwing over the game industry. All right, Craig. Well, let's talk about it. You have something you want to go off of? Craig says, my favorite game studios are facing closure while these streamers who stream the games in Jeopardy make more than most of the people building the game. But how is that a problem? You would think that the streamers, and I'm trying to know where you're coming from. If what game is it, first off, that you're talking about? And two, the streamers playing the game, right? The streamers playing the game, they're promoting the game. So the people that are watching them play the game, you would think they would be interested in buying the game, which would bring more people to that game. Would they not? Yacht Club Games is facing a ride or die right now. What does Yacht Club Games make? And one more thing. Craig says, streamers is why we're being buried by friend slop games. Oh, you're talking about the games like the co-op games like RV, why can't I say it? RV there yet? Like games like that. Roadkill says movie stars make a lot more than the movie director, I think. It's very true. They do. Goddamn Nintendo, new update for Super Mario Wonder is Friendship Slop. What is Friendship Slop? Shovel Knight? Like, what is Friendship Slop? Like co-op games? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, like Among Us wouldn't be a popular game if it wasn't for them, like for streamers and whatnot. There's a lot of games that are popular because of it. Now, I do agree there is a change, which is funny enough that you're saying this, Craig, because I have a video that I'm working on a couple of different scripts right now. I bounce back and forth between one. Maybe I'll talk about something like this, but I talk about how streamers are ruining games, but I never thought about streamers making friendship slop games is what's ruining games type of thing. I also have another script I'm working on of PvPers versus PvEers. Jay Breezy says you got to make more appealing games. Yeah. Friendship Slop peak. But here's the thing. So my question for you, Craig, what's the game that they're ruining for you, by the way? Did you answer that? What game are streamers ruining your game? What game is that? I want to know what game that is, and then I'll continue with this talk. Because I'm okay. I kind of want to talk about this. This seems interesting. Among Us is Friend Slop. But why is it called Friend Slop? And I'm truly asking. Like, if you're not playing it, right? And people that are playing it like those games, why is it Friend Slop? And not just called co-op? Like, you hate it for a reason. When you have a friend beyond the voice in your head, Pika's Friend Slop. I love the new terms. Tell me. Lethal Company is Friend Slop. Roadkill says, I really need a good video game single player that I can get back into. I'm dying to play a good game. There's plenty of single player good games. Roadkill says, and Battlefield 6 sucks, man. I need some new maps or something like, come on, bro. Or come on, boys. Pika's Friend Slop. PvP is slop. It's called Friendship Slop because the games are quickly made and use the same formula. Yeah, but okay. My question is, if the game's mechanics, right? So, for instance, like High Guard wanted to do a 3v3, but they poorly did it because it was boring, right? But Peak, RV There Yet, Among Us, a bunch of games that you're calling slop. If the game itself doesn't need a lot of structure, the game itself is put people in an experience, and that is the experience. Is it slop if that is what the game is? You know what I mean? It doesn't need like skill trees. It doesn't need anything like that. It's just literally like a board game, right? A board game. There's some board games that are very, very strict in the rules. Like if you're playing like Axis and Allies and stuff. But then there's like party games that you just do, which are just stupid fun, right? So I don't think there's a problem. Again, personally, I don't think there's a problem with these your so-called friend slop games, because if the friend slop games is something that you don't like, it's just a category, right? It's just a category. So if you don't like single player games, or you don't like PvP games, or you don't like friend slop games, or you don't like whatever, then you just don't play those games. How is these guys playing these games ruining your game? People really got to stop calling trash peak. Just goes to show you how wait. People really got to stop calling trash peak. Just goes to show you how bar is now. Someone is mad that they have no friends to play with. Roadkill says the 6 Battlefield sucks, man. I need some new maps or something. Okay. What if we have no friends? Is when they just slop. Yeah, if you have no friends, it's just a slop game. Crowd says streamers kind of ruin gaming as a whole. There's no secrets anymore, and if one person discovers something powerful, for example, the entire world knows about it in a day. Sure, but you can stop. Like, for instance, I'm playing Hightail. I don't really watch Hightail content, so I don't really know much about like the secrets. Like yesterday, we found a portal, and then we put a gem in because I was just playing the game. Now that's been out for 2 weeks. Okay. And I'm still finding things out by myself, but I'm also not looking for things. Now, I could say that chat ruins things for people, because if the streamer, you're watching another streamer and they see something, then I'm playing the game and you come in and then you tell me that, oh, you should do this. That's ruining something. Is that on the streamer, or is that on the person that's ruining the thing, right? Jay Breeze says, I just don't watch streamers then. Yeah. Final point. No, it's not that I don't like friendship slop. It's how it's bleeding into the mainstream games, and the new Super Mario Wonder update is a good example of the new content for single player. Okay, so I don't know anything about that. So what did they do in Super Mario Wonder update which takes away from the single player game? You're saying from the development standpoint. So you're specifically talking about Super Mario Wonder, which is a single player game? Or is it a co-op game? And again, I'm asking because I don't play it, so I don't know. Water Bear says, I think 30 ruined gaming for us. And I saved you hundreds of dollars on your car insurance, Water. Eclipse says, but it's because the internet is always going to happen. Stay off the internet. You don't want to know the secrets. Yeah, just don't click on the video that says top 10 secrets of the game that you're playing, right? That would ruin the game that you're playing. I've said this back in the day. Played SimCity. Was having a problem with SimCity back in the day. Okay. Then they had a code that you could type into the actual game, and it gave me unlimited money. Okay. No streamer ruined it for me. There was no streamers back then. It was a code inside of Nintendo Power type of thing of a code. I read it and said, oh, I want unlimited money. Put the code in, got unlimited money, and then I was bored of the game and I stopped playing. So going based off of just what you said there, I could say, well, they ruined it for me because they wrote an article about it. Well, there was no streamers back then. There was no one watching. I couldn't watch someone to do it. It was just a code that was given, and I was like, oh, unlimited money? I'm going to do that. Craig says it took a back seat to the friendship slop they're making take a front seat. All right, well, let me look this up because I don't know. Okay, when did Super Mario Wonder? Okay, Super Mario Wonder release date. Okay, so it came out October 20th of 2023. Okay. How many updates have they had? Okay, so 2D side-scroller gaming features a new Wonder Flower mechanic that transforms levels, okay, voicing Mario and Luigi. The new expanded edition for the Switch 2 is scheduled for March 26, 2026. Okay. Mario Wonder DLC. Okay, Meetup, March 26, featuring new DLC content, including Bevel Park, area with 17 plus multiplayer attractions. The update adds Koopa's new playable characters, 45 plus Toad Bridge training challenges. Original game owners can purchase this DLC. The video provides an in-depth analysis of features of Super Mario Brothers Wonder Switch 2 edition. So basically, they turned it into Mario Party. Is that what you're saying? And you wanted like more DLC related for the single player. Mo says, man, don't nobody give a damn about Nintendo. Sarge says, nobody has patience to actually play a game and figure it out. They want to just follow the marker, get the orange weapon, own every enemy, then see the games in the past and riddles the problem. I mean, I agree. This is why I don't make content about, hey guys, let me give you the best example of how to get this. I don't make content like that. Proud Nintendo fanboy is code for proud insane person. At least liking Nintendo is better than choosing Mind's Eye as game of the year. Yeah. You can stop yourself, but not others. This is why LFG wouldn't accept people for raids in Destiny 1 if you didn't have the Galahorn. I mean, sure. But also playing, if let's take that little example there for Destiny, right? If you wanted to play with people, there are people that were playing without Galahorn. Galahorn made it simple, and those people wanted the cheat code, right? They wanted the cheat code, basically. They wanted to get the Galahorn into the thing, but there was ways to play without the Galahorn. You just had to find it, right? Again, you're trying to force your way in to a group that doesn't want you, right? Treehouse, no girls allowed. Then your little sister comes up and says, hey, I want to play with you. Like, get out of here. Right? She didn't have the Galahorn. She couldn't come into the clubhouse, right? I mean, that's just the way it is. That's always been a thing. Doesn't matter if it's LFG for Destiny. It doesn't matter if it's your backyard and you're playing with your friend and another friend comes over and you don't want the stinky kid playing with you, right? You didn't have the Galahorn, okay? That's always been a thing. Always been a thing. Trying to force your way into someone's group that doesn't want you there and then complain that they don't want you there is the problem, not the problem with the people don't want you in the group. This happened in Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves, when it first came out, people would join a group of people in Sea of Thieves, and they're like, hey, I'm trying to get my friend in. No, I want to play the game. You're like, can you please leave? And then they would throw them into the prison, and they wouldn't leave. They wouldn't leave because they just were ruining the person's game. So what they had to do was back out, then go back in, and that person's the problem, not the people that didn't want that person in the group. Aku says 30, but look at Hightail. Make a farm quick. It's OP. I didn't say make it OP. I said the first thing you should do is make a farm, is what I said. And to get to that point, Aku, you're watching me as a streamer, and I tell you an hour and a half into my stream that, hey, to get these things, you should make a farm first, is what I said. I didn't make a standalone video telling you, hey guys, this is the best way to make a farm. There's a complete fucking difference if you're watching a streamer for fucking 2 hours and I'm telling you things in the game as I'm playing, making observations, than making a standalone video telling you this is the only way to do things. Sarge says Galahorn was a prerequisite because going through the raid was long, and they also wanted to make sure that things could get finished. Otherwise, people were just wasting their time. That is the reason. Right, because the people playing Dads of Destiny, most people who are playing Destiny were dads, and they didn't have 5 fucking hours to do the raid. So they wanted to get done as fast as possible. Yeah, always a thing. I got it for the first time, went on sale with Zerg. Oh, I earned my Galahorn. Get the fuck out of here with you buying. I was pissed off that they gave you the fucking thing. They're like, hey, look, we got the Galahorn for sale. I was like, fuck you. It took me 3 months to get that shit. When I was a kid, I saw my friend playing Minecraft, told him, put sand in the oven. He was astonished. He made glass. It was the first time he saw Minecraft. I didn't realize, right? I didn't think about this, right? Because you can't make glass in Hightail yet, but you can make glass jars. Because I didn't know you could make potions until I unlocked the alchemy workbench, right? So then I was like, how do you do that? I was like, oh, Because it tells you sand. And I was like, oh. So I went to the desert, grabbed a bunch of sand, and then went back and started making glass jars so I could make my potions. That is so much better than looking up something. Aqua says, oh, I know. I have to poke a bit. Oh, yeah, you can poke a bit, but I'm going to poke back. It's funny you actually said that. I literally found my box because we're moving stuff. I found my box of PlayStation, Dreamcast, and an N64. And I found the old cartridge, the old save thing you used to shove in the back of the controller and whatnot. I found my old Game Boy, my original Game Boy. I don't know if it works. I'm going to have to put batteries in it. Actually, oh no, I don't have it here. I didn't earn it though. The Loot Cave. I bought the first timer. It came out and agreed. It never sold. Sold it again. Yeah, they didn't sell it for a long time. So going back to the conversation of friend slop, I understand that you don't like it because it's taking away a game that you like, a single player game, or you like the game, the main game, and they're adding more co-op stuff into that game. It's still not taking away the game from you, but you want more DLC. But maybe they never had DLC planned for the Mario Wonder game. I don't know. Right? Maybe instead of doing Wonder, and they looked at the books and said, every time we had DLC, and again, I'm just speculating here, I don't know. Maybe they looked at the DLC and said, not many people buy the DLC after the fact, right? 50 million people bought the game, 10 million bought the DLC. It's not really worth us. More people are playing co-op, so let's make a co-op thing. Maybe that's why they did that certain thing, right? I don't know. I think the wording play is fun though. Friend slop, because it's just co-op. I think this is the same reason PvPers and PvEers upset, right? PvPers are upset with PvEers because PvEers don't want to play PvP, and PvPers are upset with PvE players because they're putting more stuff in PvE, right? And PvEers don't want to play PvP because they're like, oh, I don't really want to use this gun because I have to use it in PvP. It's like these, they always fight each other, even though if they just played their separate games like they're doing in Arc Raiders, they're fine. You know, I mean, here, perfect example. Let's go to Arc Raiders for a second. Right, we know right now that Arc Raiders is separating people, and people can play in passive lobbies and also non-passive lobbies, right? Which I've always made a situation of my game doesn't ruin your game. If I want to play PvP, I can go into PvP. The numbers don't lie. The last 24-hour peak is 322,000 people. This is a game that literally balances PvE and PvE perfectly, right? Perfectly. Because the people that want to play PvE are still in the game playing PvE, and the people that are playing PvP are still playing PvP, and they're going up against the people that want to play PvP, and these people are staying in the game that wants to play PvE. There's a little overlap, and there's, people that are trying to get out of the PvE lobby to get back in the PvP lobby or killing people and whatnot. But this is a perfect balance, right? The people that are want to play this are not interfering with these, and this vice versa. And look at the numbers. They're consistent because these people are playing the game that they want to play. Let's see. Just enough. Craig's complaint is the same when Battlefield 6 added BR. I think that's a little different. Because the game is taking away, right? Mario Wonder is a single player game. So Mario Wonder, even if it's a co-op game and you're playing with your friends, it's not taking your friends away from you because you're going to the multiplayer stuff and playing the party stuff. Okay. Battlefield is a team-based game. And then they're removing the team-based game and making it smaller maps and throwing you into a larger map into the Red Sec, which is not Battlefield because it's not a team-oriented. It's group-oriented, right? It's small groups trying to do something, which is not what Battlefield is. So I understand what you're saying just enough, but that's a completely different because one's a single-player game that they're adding multiplayer, like co-op more stuff too. which doesn't ruin the people playing single player because they're still playing single player. But the people playing Battlefield that are trying to play large scale battles are now have less lobbies because people are not playing the Battlefield game. They're playing Red Sec, they're playing Portal, they're playing all these other game modes, Capture the Flag, all these other things, where before Battlefield was just this. Now it's this. All right, let's go to, I don't know what this is, right? Actually, since we talked about Battlefield for a second, let's talk about this one first, and then we'll go to the other one. We already talked about High Guard. This story's for Roadkill. Battlefield 6, as my voice cracks, 47, by the way. 47, my voice still cracking. Battlefield 6 drops out of the top 10 most played console games in the U.S., but Call of Duty is doing just fine. If you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. I read the article, give you my thoughts and opinions, then we get your thoughts and opinions from the live chat. Appreciate you. Okay, so Battlefield 6 drops out of the top 10 most played console games in the U.S., but Call of Duty is doing just fine. The so-called COD killer doesn't look to be doing so hot right now, at least in the United States. Okay, for the game that's the internet would also have you believe that everyone hates Call of Duty, still seems to be doing pretty well for itself in the U.S., at least according to the last Circana data. There's also some takeaways here that can also gather the data, which also can see that the post below the Circana Matt Pescatella. The first on its console, Call of Duty, is still doing really well, trailing only Fortnite. The second is that currently Battlefield 6, which also outsold Battlefield Black Ops 7, okay, is not doing so well. Sales are one thing, but on console right now, the players are not playing it. They're not playing it anywhere, okay? So here you go. Circana Player Engagement Tracker for the U.S. top 10 total weekly active users, not concurrent. The Marvel Rivals Season 6 night of museum content dropped on January 16th, helped lift it to title the 6th in U.S. weekly active users on PlayStation and the 8th. Now, we're going to open this up, and I just want to let you guys know, I don't like Circana because they don't give you numbers, okay? So we don't have a number value, but we're just looking at people playing. And if people are playing, you would assume that a lot of people bought the game, okay? So remember what I told you months ago when everyone said that Call of Duty wasn't selling well. They never told you the sales numbers. And it could be disappointing for Call of Duty, but I still think that it sold pretty goddamn well, okay? Now, they don't ever tell you the data, but Fortnite's number one. Fortnite's number one in Xbox, and Arc Raiders is number one on Steam, okay? PlayStation, Call of Duty is number 2. Grand Theft Auto is number 3. NBA 2K26 is number 4. Roblox number 5. Marvel Rivals number 6. Madden NFL 26 is number 7. Minecraft number 8. Arc Raiders number 9. And WWE 2K25 is number 10. Okay? Battlefield 6 is not on that list for PlayStation. And remember, PlayStation, 15 to 16% of PlayStation players buy Call of Duty every single year. Now, going off your own logic for you PlayStation fanboys out there that like to tell me all the time that there's 80 million people or 85 million people that have a PlayStation, you do the math. I'll let you do the math, okay? That would make that Call of Duty is way more successful than Battlefield just on PlayStation alone, okay? Just on PlayStation alone, that means there's about 12 million people that have bought Call of Duty on PlayStation because it's just like, oh, my arm moved, right? People on PlayStation just buy Call of Duty every year because that's what they do. Okay. Now on Xbox, okay, Call of Duty is number 2. Fortnite's number 1. Grand Theft Auto is number 3. Roadblocks number 4. Minecraft number 5. NBA 2K26 is number 6. Arc Raiders number 7. Marvel Rivals number 8. Madden NFL 26 is number 9. And Rainbow Six Siege is number 10. Again, Battlefield 6 is not on there. Now, if you take the same percentage and just say 12%, or I'm sorry, 15 to 16% of Xbox users are also buying Call of Duty every single year. But that changes now because it's on Game Pass, right? Obviously, there's more people, but they're still getting $30 a month. So if you either bought it for $80 or you're paying $30 a month to play it, either way, they're still making money, and Call of Duty is up there and Battlefield is not. Okay, 3 months later, Battlefield's gone off the chart of consoles. Okay. Then we already know the Steam numbers. We know the Steam numbers of Battlefield 6. Now, Battlefield 6 is number 3 on this list. Now, let's do the math here for a second, right? Because we have data points. We have data points. Ready? So let's bring up Arc Raiders, and then we'll bring up Battlefield. Okay, there's Battlefield 6 Steam charts, right? Now, obviously, the data says that Battlefield, this is in the United States, obviously, and Steam is the worldwide. Battlefield is number 3, Counter-Strike is number 2, and Arc Raiders is number 1. Well, if we go to Arc Raiders, and let's refresh this, okay, we have 182,000 people playing right now. Okay, Battlefield 6, we have 40,000. Let me refresh that just in case. 40,614. If this is number 1 of people playing in the United States, obviously this is the whole world though, and Battlefield's number 3, right? We're talking about really small numbers. Now let's go to Counter-Strike because I don't know what Counter-Strike is. So let's bring in, right? It was Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike 2. I know what Counter-Strike is, but I don't know what the numbers are. I'm sorry. Right now, 1.4 million people playing right now. That's fucking crazy. Right? Arc Raiders is number 1 right now in playing on Steam. Yet Battlefield's number 3 and Counter-Strike is number 2. And again, in the US. So how many people out of the US are playing Counter-Strike 2 right now? Okay. Again, I hate this because they don't tell you the numbers. They just tell you the players. Like, oh, this is the most played in the United States, right? So the Steam information is much rosier than Battlefield 6, though. He's also known as at least the platform called Call of Duty right now. I don't play Battlefield 6 myself, he says. I never really enjoyed the franchise, as aside from a little time in the beta on the RedSec. I haven't touched it. But I'm also not going to wish it a downfall because the competition should make everything better for all of us. Well, I hope it actually falls. I hope RedSec dies a miserable death. I hope Battlefield goes back to Battlefield, but apparently it's not going to go to this time, so we have to wait for Battlefield 7. Okay? But given the discourse online, we would also forgive that thinking that Call of Duty is struggling. Is it doing as well as previous years? Does it look like it? But it always has been on console heavy hitter and still doing so, doing well. Take Twitch viewership also as another metric of interest. Call of Duty is significantly outperforming Battlefield 6 here right now. And sure, Call of Duty is 3 titles, but you can also say that the same about Fortnite, which is all different games experiences under a total umbrella. It's very true. Now, EA needs to swing for the fences with the next season, Battlefield 6, though. As much seems clear, it's already been delayed without a content of people to play or won't keep playing. Criticizing Call of Duty all you want, but Season 1 has been stacked with limited time game modes, events, and challenges across Black Ops 6 and Warzone. Circana also noted that recent Marvel Rivals content dropped helped it gain some spots, so, make it, and then they will play. Make a game, sell a game, right? So let's also shout out old Warhorse. GTA 5 is also still one of the most played games on the console more than 12 years after launch. Maybe it will also play through it more time before Grand Theft Auto 6. All right, so again, it's not a defining factor, but Counter-Strike 2, man, that's absolutely crazy, right? So you have 182,000 people, you got Battlefield at 40,000, you got Counter-Strike at 1.4 million people, all right? But yet, that means in the United States, right? Let's just assume that everyone playing in the United States right now is, let's say it's 100,000, right? And Counter-Strike's at 99,999. They have like one less person last month that played it. But yet they have 1.2 million more people playing, okay, Counter-Strike. So that means that 1.2 million people are playing outside the United States or playing Counter-Strike right now. More people outside the United States are playing Counter-Strike right now than actually in the United States right now. That's what I get from that. Aku says Counter-Strike would be lower if it wasn't used for nefarious purposes. That being said, just Counter-Strike 2 breaks Travis's opinion that PvP is shit and people don't want it. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy that it hit its max peak 9 months ago. Counter-Strike's been out since 2012. So a lot of other people don't talk about stuff like this, right? They don't talk about how they just read the news and tell you, well, this is what it is. Circana doesn't give you numbers. And so we have to go look at numbers, right? We have to go look at the numbers. And this is why we talk about the things we talk about. Right? I understand in a small window that Battlefield 6 outsold Call of Duty before the end of the year. But Call of Duty is going to outsell Battlefield. It's just what it is. Right? But they'll tell you a small little window. Oh, they beat them by 2025. They're the best-selling game of 2025. Congratulations. Congratulations. You also had 6 more weeks to sell a game before that game came out. Right? At the end, Battlefield 6 won't outsell Call of Duty. Call of Duty will outsell them. All right, this one, I don't know what this story is, but we're going to read it. If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning to noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. It says, trains are taking over the survival genre. There are a half dozen survival-based builders on rails coming in 2026. Now, I don't know if this means literal trains coming into these survival games or if it's on the rails, like very like narrow type of thing. All right. It's a great year to live out of Snowpiercer fantasy. Okay. So apparently what we're doing over here in the survival game, picking up rocks and gathering twigs, chopping down trees and collecting berries. Also, you can what? Build a little house that doesn't move and live inside of it. Okay. Get with the program. This year, the survival genre is ditching those sand wooden huts in favor of a mobile base. And those bases are all trains. These are at least 6, possible 7 survival games set on a moving train, all coming out in 2026. This is blowing my mind because I don't read the articles ahead of time, right? So you're telling me, right? You're telling me right now that there's 6 to 7 survival games all doing the exact same thing that are all coming out in this one year? Bro, how does the industry, how can you tell me the industry is not working together? How is the industry not working together? For 6 to 7 different studios all working on the same type of game with a train or a moving base inside of it. So why the sudden rush to make survival games about trains? And why so many of them set in the world that has a frozen over like Snowpiercer? Who cares? Trains are rad, and I want to build this base on them. Here's a look at the train-based survival games carrying down the rails at us this year. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, Frost Trail reveal trailer. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. All right, so I'm on a train. We stop at cities. We scavenge the cities. Is this PvE or PvP? This looks like PvE. Then you get back on the train and you upgrade your shit. I mean, I'll be honest, guys. You guys know I love my survival games. You know I love my survival games. I'll give it a shot. I've always had this problem when I'm playing survival games. I'm like Minecraft has always had this this endless world, and you're stuck like here, right? Hightail, at least when you go, there's like teleporters that you can like travel and stuff now, right? But I could get on board on this. No pun intended. Get aboard? No? All right. The fuck is that? What is that? Okay, so there's number one, right? There's number one. Okay, it's probably the most jazzed about Frost Trail from Fake Fish Maker, an excellent submarine survival game. Okay, Borrowed Trauma, which is a solo or co-op survival FPS. Brave the deadly cold as it scavenges the resources and fights swarms of hostile upgrade your engine so you can also speed faster, pull more weight as a relentless explorer of the frozen world. Actually sounds pretty good. Right? It's a good pitch. Right? Remember the back of the box? Remember what I said the other day? That's a pretty good pitch. What did Highguard do? Highguard didn't say shit. This one's telling you, right? Your train is more than a refuge. It's your only way forward as you explore the frozen wasteland and keep your moving alive, carrying everything you need to survive. Fuel to eat an engine, manage the power, operate your train, and explore further scavenging what little remains of this world. I kind of like it because it's like you're in the base. Your base is moving forward. When you stop, there's not going back, man. You're not looking back. You're just doing forward, scavenge, protect, move forward. It's pretty interesting. Okay, then we have Everrail announcement trailer. Let's check this out.
Okay. Battery's finally charging.
Seriously, if this thing dies on us, we're toast.
Then speed up. Faster the train runs, the more energy we gain, right?
Oh, come on, what now?
Ration reserves critical. Resupply operation recommended.
Looks like it's time to suit up, lads. Any ideas?
Oh, I think I see an abandoned bunker up ahead. Yeah, scans show plenty of metal, energy, and maybe even rations.
Braking.
Well, this is cool. You got like a scout. Is that a player scouting or is that an NPC scouting?
We stop timer starts. You guys ready?
Always cap.
Coming in, landing.
Speed 30, 20, 10.
There, entrance.
Watch out, get down!
I'm running out of time. 1 minute.
Got the stuff.
Battery's almost dead. Get back now.
Yes, we're on our way.
So if you stop your train, you have a timer to get it moving again, because the more you move, the more energy you have, but if you stop moving, then you lose it.
Crafted what I could. And there goes half the battery. Let's hustle before it's too late.
Crew member lost. Select a new passenger to continue your journey.
Damn it. Another man down. But who will fill the seat?
This seems more hardcore than the other one, right? Because what happens if you fail? The game's over. Then you have to start over again. Like, what happens? Do you know what I mean? That seems like a lot harder to manage there. Okay, Everrail. A world is freezing again, and the only way to survive is to keep the train moving. Up to 4 players can scout the landscape using drones. Explore new areas to find resources on foot, the battle enemies, and FPS combat. Plus, there's an interesting twist of respawning. Okay. Every time you die, you take a role of another passenger on the train. As long as the passengers remain, you can respawn and keep exploring the procedural world. New passengers can be found at points of interest and dungeons. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that mechanic, right? Because let's say it's only 4 of you at the beginning. If you guys die, you're done. You gotta find people to bring on your train, and if you die, so think of State of Decay. State of Decay, you could find new people, right? If you lose that person, that's it. So you could level up that person, you could do a whole bunch of stuff to that person, and then you lose that person, and you gotta take over someone else on the train. I like that. Right? That's interesting, right? Every time you die. All right, so let's go to the next one. Engine fall. What the fuck is happening here, chat? I didn't even know train survival games existed until about 30 seconds ago, 4 minutes ago. And now we're watching trailer after trailer of survival games coming on trains. I mean, I'm down for it. That is true. That is true, Water Bear. If there's fall in the title, maybe you can't. Maybe you shouldn't buy it. You guys know what's going to happen here, right? You guys know what's going to happen here. Battle Royale is going to happen on trains now. An extraction game is going to happen on a train now. That's it. It's over. All this stuff's going to happen. It's just going to be on the train.
Listen up, scumbags. The train needs more resources. We are rationing third class. Work harder, work faster.
We can't keep living like this. They've treated us like scum for too long. They live like kings while the rest of us live in filth. This ends now. I say we take over this goddamn train. Who's with me?
Attention passengers. Trespassers have broken out in third class.
This seems more story-based, right? Is this survival?
Base. They're coming, let me in, bro.
Mate, this is my base now.
Attention passengers. Trespassers are heading towards
This seems pretty interesting as well.
second class planned carriage. Remain vigilant.
You at the train. Keep your eyes peeled. I can tell one of these scumbags already.
Morning, love.
Welcome to first class. Always serve the train.
Greetings, traveler.
Piss off. They'll let any old filth in here these days.
Engine room compromised.
The lower instructions are coming.
I'm a little confused on how this one's set up. We're going to read the description afterwards.
Get the turrets up! Listen up, scumbags. The train needs more resources.
I mean, you're not saying anything that we didn't read in the article. It said from Snowpiercer. Serve the train. Okay. So this one, thematically, Engine Falls sounds closer to Snowpiercer, though it doesn't have any snow. What it does have is a monstrous mega train that you can fight your way through from the last car to the first. From cramped tail slum to lavish first-class cars, the garden engine rooms, every carriage is a living space to loot, fight over, turn into a base, or eventually claim as part of your own rolling home as you climb from tally to conductor. So you're moving from the caboose, basically, as the slums, and you're trying to get to the end of the game. Interesting. Is this a co-op game, or is this a... It doesn't say if it's a co-op game. It just says... Interesting. All right. This one's called Frostliner. Frostliner. Let's look at this one. Oh, this is more of a strategy game, trying to get build up your train and then move it. This is like a sim management game that you have to add people and then you have to expand your cart and... Okay. Hunger ripples throughout the train. Something drastic must be done to survive. Kill the weakest for the meat. Oh, Jesus. Added organic materials into meals or search passengers for stashed food. So you're in charge of the entire population on this train. It's my least favorite of these so far, but it seems interesting. It's basically like Sim Hotel, but you're on a train now. All right, let's go with the next one. It says, this moon and shattered, never good sign. And you've guessed it. The planet is frozen, and you're now got to manage and upgrade the massive train to fill with citizens. Almost a city on rails as you speed through an icy world. Could Frostline be a Frostpunk of trains? I was actually going to say kind of like a Frostpunk type of thing. It says, quote, on its steel tracks, you'll carve a path across the frozen earth, adapting your mobile city to meet the needs of those who are also calling it home. Explore a handcrafted world and following gripping linear narrative as you chase warmth, safety, and the fate promise of a future at the end of the line. Okay. Then we have Steel Arc. Okay. Now we have Steel Arc. I kind of like the aesthetics of this a little bit more. I don't mind the snow stuff, but I kind of like this a little bit. The viewing of it is better, like the art style and where it's taking place.
There's a hangout.
This kind of reminds me of like The Forest, right? Like The Forest, but obviously on a train. Steel Arc. Steel Arc. Oh, it's coming to Xbox. 2026. Okay. Game Pass? I think that's going to be on Game Pass. I'm not seeing any snow in Steel Arc. Just because it's warm doesn't mean it's safe. Alone or in co-op, you'll also scavenge, hunt, and mine for resources for use automation and increase your production. Of course, the upgrade of your mobile base. Your train isn't your only ride either. There's also other vehicles like buggies to pilot. The train is your base, transport, storage, and safe zones. You can also add carriages or lab storage or protection. You'll also paint it, decorate it, and customize it to survive in different environments when you enter the dangerous zones. You also need to prepare for it by installing special modules like radiation shields or air filters. All right. All right. This last one is called, or I think it's the last one. No, it's definitely not the last one. This next one is called Steel A train city builder. Okay, this is definitely like SimCity, right? This is Sim Hotel. I actually would play this. I used to love SimCity, like Sim Hotel. Get out of here. It's not Fallout Shelter. Fallout Shelter came way after Sim Hotel. And just so you guys know, all the games we've watched right now have done more than Highguard because they've actually advertised their game. Okay. So we got those two. This one's much more of a city builder than strategy survival game, but including is because of Train. Also, there's a definitely survival element of Steel to build a huge steampunk city on rails and manage the inhabitants, in which include elves and orcs. Every building generates a custom resources. Workers need salaries, in charge, and rest, and dinners demand payment for meals. To keep your city thriving, you must stop in resources, rich regions, extract what you need, plan your wagon layouts carefully. Space is limited, logistics are complex, and efficiency is key to survival. Okay. Then we have Railborn. Railborn. Now this looks nice. I think we've seen this before. I thought we saw this at the Game Award, the Summer Game Fest stuff. This looks familiar. Hey, Highguard, look. Look, it's a gun mining. You see that? A gun mining. Can you play this game co-op? This is like Subnautica. This reminds me of like Subnautica or Raft, you know, like those types of games. That's what this reminds me of. Those are the widest fucking railroad tracks I've ever seen in my entire life. What happens if you fall off? Because you know it's going to happen to me, chat. I'm going to jump across the thing. I'm going to fall. I'm going to get run over, or a train's going to keep going. How do you get back on your train? This game is a 100% let's game it out. Let's game it out. When it comes out, we'll play this game. All right. So let's go. Okay, Railborn is the only game on this page that hasn't officially said it's coming in 2026, but it can keep our fingers crossed, right? The building system looks most freeform, and all these train survival games letting you build different cars for different biomes in your train, like greenhouses, aquariums, and also even caverns also across an alien world. Railborn is a survival game that's also scavenging the resource to build your train piece by piece, collecting rare plants to recreate dying biomes, navigate the world entangled by tracks, uncover alien monoliths, and all-board mobile sanctuary. So basically, this is like, they should have called this Rail Arc, like the Arc, because you're making biomes and putting like aliens and stuff on there. I kind of like, I could see myself trying it. I don't know if I would. Steel Arc, I like because it was for console, so that'd be interesting. Frostliner, was it Frostliner? Yeah, Frostliner was more of the punk, right? Like the Frost Punk. Yeah, I don't really see myself playing that one. The first one actually looked pretty good. The Frost Trail, this co-op game right here. Now, did they say at the end of the trailer? It was just wishlist, right? Yeah, wishlist on Steam. Yeah. That's interesting. Who would have thought? I mean, it does make sense. It does make sense. Even in Hightail, even with the teleporters, I wish there was a way. I know there's a rail cart and stuff like that, but I would love to make some sort of vehicle or something that can move the base. But the teleporters make sense because you could travel one way, put the teleporter down, and then come back to your base and keep expanding your base and whatnot. It is a really cool concept to take the base with you. Like, your base is the thing. What was that other game that was it was like Sea of Thieves, but in the sand? What was that one called? Void Train is on Game Pass? Void Train. I don't think I've ever played that. Void Train, official trailer.
Well,
is this a single player game? Is this a survival? Ark Survival added trains last year too? Interesting.
welcome to the Void, engineer. Now you start from this, but you upgrade by looting to explore the deepest corners of the Void.
Not in me, dummy.
Through obstacles.
This is on Game Pass? This is on Game Pass? Sarge? Download it. That's what we're playing tonight. We're playing some Void Train.
And mythic creatures. But be careful.
Stop the train.
Oh! You want this kind of adventure? No way. You must run on the rails of fate to find the tips. Why Raflimo is so important. And what is the Void? Don't do anything stupid. I got you. But story will go in my direction. The world shall collapse. And a lot of bad guys will chase you. You'll need the powerful weapon to stop all of them.
Mo's been here from the very beginning.
Just don't tell me. Okay, you choose your adventure, but it will be epic anyway.
We're playing that tonight, Sarge. Void Train. Void Train! I'm gonna download that. We played the other. We haven't gone back to it. What was that other one that we played? The weird one where you went through teleporters and stuff. We didn't go back to play that one, but Void Train seems like an interesting game we could try and play and then delete afterwards. All right, what else we got here? Let's see what else we got going on today. Let's do a check-in. Let's do a check-in. Check-in right now. High guard within less than 48 hours is down to 10,303. Water Bear says by Friday it will be down to 2,000. There you go. Jack says, I got 30 to stream a game. That's first. I mean, we're looking for games to play with Sarge on. I'll go back to Roadcraft. I don't give a shit. No, that's not their base, Sarge. That's not their base. There's still people trying it out. Their base is going to be a lot lower than that. Just Enough says, so 30. Do you like mining game in Fortnite, but not High Guard? What do you mean there's a mining game in Fortnite? Like inside Fortnite, there's a game that's mining. Space Marines 2 comes out tomorrow. So we're not playing Space Marines until next Wednesday when it comes out. Well, it comes out Thursday, 29th. We're not playing until next Wednesday. Play SnowRunner? I mean, I played SnowRunner. I beat SnowRunner. I love SnowRunner. I know they just got another update, Dustin. SnowRunner's awesome. SnowRunner's a fantastic game. You have to hit the walls in a certain weak spot to mine effectively, unless they changed it. Are you talking about a game? What's the game mode called in Fortnite? Let's see what's going on in any other gaming news that popped up and we just must talk about. Let's see. Arc Raider dev confirms server issues are due to DDoS attacks. Okay. Arc Raider is getting a new ban system, but players don't think it'll work. It's not a game, just a mechanic. Like a mini game. Oh yeah. In Fortnite, you're talking about in the Save the World is what you're talking about. Yeah, there's a spot, like a little thing. When you hit that spot, it breaks it easier. Yeah. That's still in the game. I mean, I don't know if they put it in the regular. I know I don't mind anything in the BR. So, but yeah, in the Save the World, they put a spot, and the spot moves. It's in the BR too. I never break because I never play build. I play all no build. So I don't give a shit. That's why I don't know if it's in Battle Royale. All right, let's go to Twitter. Let's see what's on Twitter. Yeah, I play no build. I play Blitz. I play Lego mode. I play Save the World. Oh, did you guys see what they're doing for Marvel Rivals? They have a new like 1v1. Like you can fight people in a 1v1 type of thing. Let me bring it up. I think Miller talked about it yesterday. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. It's like Fight Club. You can do a public duel or a private duel, and you fight, and other people in the lobby can watch up on top.
Who's the man? Ladies!
Well, who have we here?
And people can watch inside of Times Square. It's called Clobbering Club. It's interesting. I was wondering what they were going to do with Times Square. Like, what are you putting there? Like, why be there? So they want people just to hang. They want people to hang. So he won. People can watch here. They see on the actual Jumbotron. And they also can see in Times Square. It is pretty interesting because now you'd be like, hey, I made it the big screen. Right? Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I love all the hub stuff they're doing. Yeah, it's an interesting little thing what they're trying to experiment here with. SnowRunner Season 17, yeah, just dropped. So they have a new season come out. Oh, they have a new vehicle. I don't really care about the Roadcraft one. They have a new scout rifle. Scout rifle? Did I just say scout rifle? Scout vehicle. The hell am I saying? Scout rifle. They're adding a disco dance area too, I think. Yeah, see, that stuff doesn't get, I don't even care about the fight thing. I think it's interesting though. Like, I think it's cool that they're putting the fight thing in there. The dancing thing, I understand why they're doing certain things. They just want people to stay in the thing. Why am I going to buy an emote if I can't use that emote? But if I get a dancing emote, then I can go to the club to use the dancing emote type of stuff. I totally get it. Ash of Creation. No. Both Arc Raiders in the finals are suffering from what Embark Studios has described as an extensive coordinated DDoS attack. Okay. The Simpsons just announced 800th episode. Jesus. 800th episode. Just to put that in perspective, right? We have done 472 or 73 episodes of GXG. And we've been doing it. This is our 12th season, 11th year, going in our 12th year, right? Starting our 12th year. And we're at 473. They're at 800, meaning they're doubled us. They're around for 20-something years, which is just absolutely insane. Like 25 years, something like that? Because they don't do what? Do 23 episodes or something like that a season? Oh, 30 years at 20 like that. Longer than that. Holy Christ. Wait a minute. How many episodes of The Simpsons per year? 37 to 40. 17 total episodes per year. The Simpsons will produce 17 total episodes per year, reduced from the previous 22. This includes 15 episodes airing on Fox and 2 exclusive episodes on Disney+. Previous seasons typically consisted of 22 episodes. So 22 episodes, and they're at 800. They're at 36 years. 36 years. Holy Christ. That's nuts, dude. That is nuts. I'm scrolling through Twitter right now, just looking for other stuff to talk about. No. More amiibos. Sony is quietly suggesting PlayStation 4 players upgrade to a PlayStation 5. All right, well, I'm listening. Let's talk about that. Sony is quietly suggesting that PlayStation 4 players upgrade to PlayStation 5 console. That's because 60 million people haven't moved. Yeah, that's because 60 million people haven't moved from a PlayStation 4. Earlier today, images surfaced online of a system message apparently sent by PlayStation Direct to users on PlayStation 4 console. The message was suggesting they take a look at their latest deals on PlayStation 5 console to upgrade and avoid missing out on some of the biggest games set to launch in 2026. Midway through 2024, the split between PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 players was around 50-50, with tens of millions of gamers worldwide still using the 2013 console as a flagship gaming device. That's right. That's right. Half of your player base. So you had 100. Hold on. What did they have? Let's go. Console sales all time. Okay. PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 has 117.2 million people. Right? 117.2 divided by 2 is 58.6 million people that haven't moved over from a PlayStation 4. Right, the PlayStation 5 has been on the market for more than 5 years, and the first PlayStation 4 console dropped in 2013, so perhaps it's time finally to bite the bullet and make an upgrade. No, fuck you. You raise the price just like Xbox, just like Nintendo, right? Why would they buy a more expensive console now if they didn't buy it 5 years ago? They're not interested. They're not interested in your console, even though they are PlayStation guys. Okay? 58 million people haven't moved over. All right? It says the bullet make it upgrade. This is unless they're holding out for the launch of the PlayStation 6 and prepare to skip a generation. Yeah, I would. If you're a person that didn't buy a PlayStation 5 and you have a PlayStation 4, you might want to get the PlayStation 6, and then you'll make the money off of those people. All right? You'll make the money off of those people. In a recent image surfaced on social media, the user claimed to have received a message from PlayStation that quietly encourages them to upgrade from a PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5. The message read, whether you're catching up with the hits from 2025 like Clear Obscure Expedition 33 or Ark Raiders, Ghost of Yote, or getting ready for most anticipated games of 2026, including Soros 007 Lite, Neo 3, so much more. Now is a perfect time to upgrade a PlayStation 5 console. I have a question, chat. Right? That means Sony needs them to move over because that means Sony has capped out on the people that have bought their system. They have to go back to the well. They have to go back to the well of the people that gave them money in the first place. See, this time around, the people that bought, the 58 million people that went over to PlayStation 5, about 10% of those people not only bought a PlayStation 5, but they also bought the PlayStation Portal. They also bought the PlayStation VR headset. They also bought the PlayStation Pro. So those are the people. But now nobody is buying. No one's buying. And they raise the price because they're like, well, every time someone moves over, we're going to make up for that. Okay? Hence why the PlayStation 5 is the most profitable one, because they raised the price where it's like 3 times the price of the PlayStation 2 was back in the day. Okay? But people don't want to buy a PlayStation 5 from the PlayStation 4. 58 million people did not buy a PlayStation 5. We're not talking about people that don't own a PlayStation. We're talking about people that owned a PlayStation and said, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Perhaps it's good guys, Sony, trying to pull players in the right direction with their gaming hardware, or maybe it's a method designed to coax players away from withdrawing platform that they are starting to sunsetting. In October 2025, it was revealed that some PlayStation 4 titles would have certain PSN features switched off in 2026. Make the problem, sell the solution. Okay? In an effort by Sony to start winding down what has fast become legacy hardware and software, especially as eyes turn to whatever comes next of PlayStation 6. Now, you can make fun of that no one's buying an Xbox, but you can also say your own people that owned a Sony in some way, shape, or form. I'm in this group. I have a PlayStation 4. Okay? I have a PlayStation 4. I haven't bought a PlayStation 5. Why? Well, guess what? The same reason I'm not going to buy the next Xbox, right? I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need a PlayStation 5. I don't need the next Xbox, right? Maybe I get a PlayStation 6 down the road. Maybe. Probably not. Okay? But PlayStation or Sony looks like they're hurting because their saturation point's there. And they're like, well, we're not worried just yet, but we got to start coaxing those people to come on over from the PlayStation 4 to get that PlayStation 5 because 50% of the population hasn't moved over. Okay? It says, are you still rocking a PlayStation 4? Did you upgrade years ago? Let us know what you're using. Right? There you go. That's crazy. 50-50 by 2024. People still haven't moved over. Right? The fanboys can say what they want. But here's the thing. Now let's say you're a PlayStation guy. Right? And you don't want to buy a console. You don't want to buy a console. Okay? Now they're sitting and they're staring at their living room going, now I have a PlayStation 4. I don't really need a PlayStation 5. Oh, a new game's coming out? Well, I have a PC. I can go play it there. Or I can rent it for $15 to $30 a month on my television set, which is either Samsung, LG, Hisense. They don't need to buy a console. Do you guys get it yet? 58 million people did not buy a PlayStation. If they get those 58 million people to come over to buy a next PlayStation, they would be around where the PlayStation 2 is. Right? Not to say the PlayStation 5 is doing bad, but 84 million shipped, not sold, by the way. Shipped, not sold. Okay? 84 million. Right? Add a 50 to it. Right? You're at 130. Right? Which would bring you up to between the Nintendo Switch and the Game Boy Color. It would be between here. Right? It would be number 4 on the all-time list, which is less, right? Which is more than PlayStation 4, but they're not going to buy it. They're not going to buy it because the price is too expensive. No one's buying Xbox. People are not buying PlayStations. People are not buying Switches. Why? Because they're expensive, right? Make a game, sell a game. They haven't made the games yet. Let's see. Sarge says, so what? Leave those people alone. Maybe if they made games, they actually use the hardware. You don't have a problem. You don't have this problem. That's exactly right. Altern says, make it cheap or eat shit. Full saturation, Altair says. What is the most anticipated this year? Tell me the magic game that's coming out. I'll wait. Grand Theft Auto 6. The people that are waiting on that console are waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6. Eclipse says, just buy it used. I got a whole new Xbox for like $300. It's pretty much brand new. Even came with the controller, and the controller hadn't even been used. It was still wrapped. Just Enough says the next game by Larian, which is not coming out until what, 2027, 2028, right? People don't want to spend the money for PlayStation 5. We can just play stuff on your PlayStation 4. Yeah. Just Enough says all they had to do is not take profit on the console like the old days. If they just left it where it was or put it on sale 5 years after, they'd be moving them. They'd be flying off the shelves. Those 58 million are Fortnite, COD, and sports players. No need to upgrade. Very true. Very true. Never made the games for the hardware we bought. Travis says Wolverine. Wolverine is only going to have the 4 to 5 million people, which is the same 4 to 5 million people that buy God of War or Horizon or Last of Us, right? That's the group. That's the group. Over time, they'll sell more. But the people that buy those games, and again, if you're looking at the 5 million over the 84 million shipped, not sold, right? That's terrible at conversion, by the way, right? Regardless if you like the game or not, it's a terrible conversion to have 80 million plus people on your console and 4 to 5 million people buying your first party title game, right? Astrobot, game of the year, 3 million copies. More people bought Forza Horizon 5 years after it came out than Astrobot, brand new game made for the PlayStation 5. Right? No, I get your naming a game, but I'm giving you information, right? Wolverine is going to sell, but it's not going to have the people come from PlayStation 4 move over. The people on PlayStation 4 didn't get Spider-Man 2. They didn't get Last of Us 2. They don't care. Altern says, Altern says at this point, if GTA 6 gets delayed again, it might as well buy a PlayStation 6 version of the game. Eclipse says, this is why PlayStation 2 is the best-selling console ever. That console sold for like $100 at one time. It came with a DVD player. Yeah, I still have mine. Still have it. PlayStation 5 is too expensive. You also need to buy games and pay for PSN account as well. Yeah, you're putting $1,000. You're buying $1,000. You're buying the console, right? You're buying the console. You got to buy at least 2-3 games. You got to get the network, right? You got to buy for PSN $1,000. Or you'll get yourself a $1,000 PC, right? Plenty of free-to-play games, plenty of other games that are like $10, $20. You can spend $100 on PC after you get the PC, and you can have yourself a good 10, 15 games. All depending on what games you play. Sarge says GTA 6 would literally have to not work on the PlayStation 4 for people not to move at all. It won't. It won't. It's only going to be for this generation and above. I guarantee it. Hence, why I've talked about this in the past, Sarge. I think Rockstar's waiting for more people to move over to the next systems. Hence why I said if they don't have more sales in consoles, that they're going to have to drop it day and date on PC. They can't double dip. Hence why they're waiting for the next systems to come out. But now the systems are being pushed back. 2028, maybe 2030, right? If those people didn't move over for Spider-Man 2, then hell no, they're also going to buy it for Wolverine, the brand new IP. Yeah, this is the same universe, but that's it. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens. And again, I'm not shitting on Sony. No one's buying Xbox either, right? Xbox is at what is Xbox at? We're at 38, 40. Xbox is at 28.3 million. 28.3 million. Okay? They're not even at 30 million. Xbox Series X and X. But yet, 35 million people, last time we checked, have Game Pass. Okay? 35 million people have Game Pass. 28 million people own the system. User says, but PC, you got to sit up. Be close to the screen, and you can't be behind you. Like the kids are acting up. PC is so immersive, ignoring wife trouble. That's not true, user. That's not true at all. You can hook up your PC to the television set. 100%. There are games that you can play with the controller on your PC. People think that you have to have like you can hook up your PC to your television set. There'll be no new systems until this AI bullshit bubble is over. They're not going to be able to sell shit at these price points. Well, I hope what happens after, Sarge, is after the bubble bursts, if and when the bubble bursts, that the customers are saying, fuck you. And they don't buy anything. They don't buy new consoles. They don't buy new PCs, right? And a new system, a new competitor needs to come in. If someone can make something that GeForce made or AMD made, you go buy that instead, right? And yet GeForce Now is capping it to $100 hours a month. Yeah, well, we know why. We know why. You can, but nobody does that. Travis, as my chat taught me about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, there's people that play multiplayer first-person shooter games, and they're not hardwired in. People do stupid things all the time. I don't tell you. I don't know how someone could play a multiplayer game, first-person shooter, wants to win, and yet plays through Wi-Fi. You can hook up your PC to your television set, and you can hook up an Ethernet cable to your fucking computer or console. I make one-handed gamer. All I can do is play with a controller, and all I do is play on PC. There's some way, yeah, but I can play most. Oh, yeah. Altered says, hardwired. You guys play on Wi-Fi? I mean, I'm just very confused by people that they're like, yeah, I play Call of Duty and Battlefield, and I'm playing on Wi-Fi. I'm like, what? Why? What are you doing? And then they complain that they can't. Oh, I'm getting killed. My ping is high. No shit. You don't say. John says Valve is making PC games playable on the on Android devices via portion translation, like they did for the Steam Deck. There's also another thing. I'm not very tech savvy. They're talking about the ARM chips that are happening, that are putting into phones and laptops and all these other things, which apparently the Steam games are going to be able to be played on those types of devices. But I don't know much about that. Yeah, ARM is Android. Yeah, but they're taking those chips and putting them into laptops and stuff as well. Alter says I don't hardwire because my ping is shit anyways. So why make the effort? My ping is mental, not network. I mean, all I'm saying, Altern, is people are like, well, you can't. You have to sit at a desk for a computer. I'm like, no, you don't. You can hook it up. You don't have to have shitty internet. You can hook up your cable to your console. Like, there's like this thing that like, I have a computer. I can't hook my computer's hooked up to my television set. Like, I can play on the monitor or I can play on my television set. It all depends on what I want to do. Right? I could play my computer from my living room if I wanted to. Next season, I think, Travis, whenever the next season is supposed to come out is when the Space Marines comes out. Space Marine 2's next major patch. Patch 12 is expected in early 2026, bringing the new Tech Marine class to PvE operations, cosmetic DLCs. It doesn't say when. It just says early 2026. Who knows? Could be tomorrow. Could be in March. Just enough says my PC is right next to my TV. I go back and forth sometimes, put the console on my PC monitor. All the wires are there. Yeah. There's like some faux pas, like you can't hook up your PC to your television. You don't want to. You don't need to play mouse and keyboard. Like if you have games, you could just bring a controller and play. You can play it. Altern says nothing better than playing High Guard on PC with a 50-inch TV with Wi-Fi and a controller full of hardcore PvP player. You will like Lork. Good game. It's like Mega Bonk, but you can play co-op. I don't know if I'm going to buy it, but I saw it. I was like, that seems like a fun game. Sarge wants to play that. We could play that, but it was like $9 or something like that. But Sarge doesn't like to buy games that he's only going to play like once or twice. That's why Game Pass is such a good deal. Like if we played Void Train, we play it this weekend. If we don't like it, we never play it again. All right, what time is it? 12 o'clock? Perfect timing. Hey, look at that. That video's doing pretty well. It's doing pretty well. If you guys haven't watched the video that I posted last night, it's called High Guard 24 Hours Later, What Went Wrong. Go check it out. It's on this main channel. Give it a like. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a down thumbs up. Give it a comment. Whatever. Share it. Trying to get more content like that on the stream. If it does well, right now it's almost 300 views, which is good for my stuff. But it helps us out to get more in the algorithm. So check it out. We're done for the day. You guys have a great rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you are. We'll be back tonight for Shooting the Shit with Sarge. I think Sarge is able to talk again. I don't know how he's feeling. But if we do play with Sarge this evening, we'll most likely try Void Train, just something else. Otherwise, we'll go back to one of the other games we've already been playing. Maybe we finish out the map of Roadcraft. But we'll see. Appreciate it very much. Like I said, go check out some of our other videos. If you want, we're going to end up with the High Guard song. If you guys missed it in the beginning, you can check out the High Guard song. It's not downloading or anything yet. I just put it up. It's a punk-style song. I kind of like it a lot better than what I let you guys listen to last night. If you missed it, stick around, listen to it at the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you guys hit that like button down below as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Dressed in a vest, they say trust us, yeah we've heard that before. Same old story from the corporate store. Call it Midgard, not quite there. Call it overguard, overpromise air. Call it high watch, just watching it fall. But they still call it high guard, like it's standing tall. Free to play, but it's paying in time. Not complete, not polished, not ready to shine. They say it's gold, but it's barely bronze. High guard name, but the hype is gone. Hey, 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 man, it's feel empty. Live service skin, free to play, but the content's light, like a store page dream. Call it mid-guard, middle of the road. Call it overguard, overhyped code. Call it high watch, just watching it stall. But they still call it high guard like it's got it all. Free to go, free to play, but it's missing its soul. Not complete, not deep, not fully whole. They sold the dream, but shipped the frame. High guard title, mid-tier game. Game awards, lights don't finish a game. Hype don't polish code, trailers don't change. Marketing loud, but systems are quiet. You can't patch vision, you can't fake buy-in. Players don't hate, they just want it real. Not a store page promise, but something to feel. Call it mid-guard, honest name.